yourself or suffer the consequences. The wisdom of Elijah inside of the conscientious. So I move with it.
Grace and peace, Black family. This is Vicky Dillard, your sister with the curly braids. And I want you to get ready for the new Master Elements project, the Spear and the Shield.
This vaccine isn't experimental. It's like a dandelion. You overlook it for their weird science.
DJ RP Beats and Sincere Love the God have taken this time during the pandemic to carefully craft the soundtrack to Black empowerment with hot tracks like God Mind, featuring Sadat X of the legendary group Brand Nubians.
We never die. I made an ancestral shrine. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen, I'm a law in a person, a sincere of the God. That mean your arms too short like Carl Anthony Shaw.
God painted me black.
God painted me black. Thanks for that. I'm a original man.
A letter to Dr. Francis Cress Welsing.
I say to the ancestors. Dear Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, I just wanted to thank you for all the lessons you left us. So yes, I'm more than grateful.
And the controversial song, Buck Breaking God today.
Why every black show they gotta have a transgender? Either I'm crazy or this gotta be a planned agenda.
Get ready, Black family. This is a much needed project. This is the Spear and the Shield.
What would you think about a parent whose children are hungry? They let them starve. Likewise, here in South Carolina's 6th Congressional District, we are the 6th poorest district out of 435 total as of the year 2021. And yet, where is our Congressman, James Clyburn? I can tell you, he says he will be in California, in North Carolina, and Florida, and Georgia. But what about the needs of South Carolinians? I was born here, I was raised here, I live here, and I'm going to be here. You will never have to ask, where is Marcel?
I wrote the book, Overcoming an Angry Vagina, Journey to Womb Wellness. People laugh when they hear it. It opens up their heart. They cannot believe it. I was invited to go to the Vagina Monologues. And I went, my girlfriend Hazel, my client, Goodwin, she invited me, and she was one of the actresses in it. New York City came out. It was a $400 ticket. The newspapers, everybody came out to hear this woman talk about the vagina monologue. I said, wow, that is so important, the stories. But also, because I'm always finding solutions to the stories. So I knew that my portion was to come with some more solutions to help to mend the hearts, that the broken wombs and the hurt feelings and the hit and run lovers and the promises and all of that, and all the broken hearts along the journey. This book, Overcoming, came through. A young lady came, she's about 34 years old. And she told me I have 7 aunts, and out of my 7 aunts, 6 of them have had hysterectomies. My mother had a partial hysterectomy, and my grandmother had a complete hysterectomy. And I said, well, how many days are you bleeding? She said, I'm bleeding 7 to 9 days every month. And I have chronic PMS every month and pain, bedridden pain. I said, well, you're on the journey to have a hysterectomy. It won't hit you now. By the time you're about 40 years old, 45, it will be recommended. Because this tumor that's in you right now, you can't take it out, but it's going to grow again in about a year or 2. Because why? You haven't changed your lifestyle. I talk about that in the book, how to actually claim your health. And from that, she started to heal herself and started to shrink that tumor, started to break that congestion up. She said, Queen, I'm determined to heal my womb. I've got these tumors. I've got your kit. I finished it up, and I got these clots coming out. I said, that's the tumor. Get over here first thing in the morning. She came 8 o'clock in the morning, and I gave her a clay drink to help to shrink it and to stop the bleeding. I gave her some extra vitamin C. I gave her the green light formula. She came into our hydrotherapy room in this space, and she had her inversion. We had a steam treatment, a castor oil pack. She had her products to go home with. She knows that she can heal herself, and that's from the teachings of overcoming an angry vagina, or hurt wounded vagina. Now, some vaginas are happy and joyous, and some have very loving mates that make them very happy and joyous. But sometimes we carry some past hurts from other relationships that we have not healed up. Overcoming is about overcoming the PMS pain, overcoming the possible hysterectomy potential, overcoming clotting and bleeding, overcoming a fibroid tumor, overcoming some past relationships that you feel so wounded about. It's really overcoming. And as you overcome and you learn the principles of how to heal yourself naturally, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, what will end up happening is you'll be walking on a journey to optimal womb wellness. There's always a prayer that I tell women to do when they start to read the book. And I'll say for you, awaken the womb of the mind. For what you think, you create, you birth. Breathe in, breathe out. Place your hand in your heart center. Awaken the womb of my heart. For what I feel, what I carry, I birth, I create. Inhale, exhale. Awaken my seat of creation. For what I think and what I feel, I birth through my seat of creation. And today, I birth womb wellness.
Here we go.
Hey, there we go.
Here we go. And you know we had to start it off just like that. So you know it's going to be a different kind of show when we started off just like that.
Right.
With the Queen of Fua. We talking womb wellness today, ladies and gentlemen. But welcome to another episode of SincereluvdagodCast. I am the God Sincere Love. Oh, this is the Black Business Showcase. I am the God Sincere Love. Here with my lovely co-host, Nicety Girl in the digital building.
Peace, family. Welcome to another great episode. Another exciting guest. A lot of information and questions I have, so I'm excited.
Now, do you have an angry vagina?
I don't.
Nicety
No,
girl.
my vagina is definitely not angry. It's a very happy vagina. Very happy vagina. It used to be angry. I had an angry vagina, but talking to the right people and stuff like that and getting over things, gets you
You've
past
healed.
the angry. Mm-hmm.
You've healed.
I
That's
healed
what's
my
up.
vagina and my heart and my soul.
But peace to the family. Welcome everybody joining the chat. Shout out my dude Jay Perfect. I see you in the building. What's going on, King? Crown 808. Gotta give Crown 808 a big shout out. You know what I'm saying? Our guest today comes highly recommended by the Queen, Crown 808. She always y'all don't know how much help she is behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Always hooking us up with great guests amongst doing other things for the Godcast as well. So shout out to Crown 808 in the digital building.
Absolutely.
For sure.
We appreciate you.
But what's going on out there in the West Coast, man? Everything good?
Everything's good here, warm, beautiful weather and stuff. So nothing, crazy going on. Folks getting ready for Cinco de Mayo next week.
I was just about to say, y'all getting ready for the sombreros and
Not y'all, but folks are getting ready for Cinco de Mayo.
Okay. I know it's heavy activity out that way.
Oh yeah, it's big. It goes big. All the bars, the local bars and restaurants and stuff, like they really go in and go big out here. This weekend, I expect this weekend and next weekend the parks to be full, because they celebrate heavy out here.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. What's going on, Jackson? God's in the building. Yes, indeed. So let me let y'all know who we got on the show today. Today we have Miss Tamika Skinner. I'm gonna read y'all her bio in first person. So her name is Tamika Skinner from the Bay Area. That's where she's from, and that's where her heart will always be. Yeah. She says, "My love for women and the Yoni runs deep. My journey started many moons ago while studying the art and the magic of Tantra, Orgasmic Bliss, self-pleasure, sex magic, holistic herbal modalities, and aromatherapy. this led me to the realm of the goddesses of the goddesses and Yoni steams. Reiki is where I received my initiation into the divine, into the sisterhood. There I found myself, self-love, my magic, self-care, my purpose, and my passion, self-awareness. Knowledge is infinite. As a Reiki graduate from the Outwater Reiki Academy, a Yoni practitioner from Yoni Empowerment Academy, Vajacial? Is it Vajacial?
Vajacial.
All right. Vajacial Specialist from the, I don't know how to say this.
I think it's Dr. Drlashesesthetics. I think it should have been doctor, yeah.
Okay,
Doctor,
there's supposed to be a space there. All right,
yeah,
let me
it should have
try
been
it.
space there.
All right, so Dr. Drlashesesthetics, I think that's what it
Yeah.
is. And she could correct us when she comes on if I'm wrong. So a Vajacial Specialist from Dr. Drlashesesthetics and Herbalist from Herbal Academy. I am here to help women find the hope, healing, and wellness that they deserve. So now that I've stumbled and bumbled through the bio, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you our guest for this evening, Tamika. What's going on?
How are you? How are
Feminine
you doing?
Mystique Wellness Spa. That's what I forgot to mention. The owner, founder of Feminine Mystique Wellness Spa, Miss Tamika. Now, what was I reading right there, man? Break that all down for us.
Right, break that down.
Okay. So it is Dr. Drlashesesthetics by Marilyn. She's out in Hawaii, but she does a lot of her teachings here. Actually, she does her teachings all over the United States. She travels. So she teaches and educates women on vajacials, on waxing, on intimate skincare, bleaching. She has classes and one-on-one sessions. And I would happen to catch one of her sessions in Phoenix, Arizona. It was hot as hell out there, but it was well worth it. Her class was wonderful, and I graduated as a Vajacial Specialist. And what is a Vajacial? It's something that's very high.
It sounds like a facial for the vagina.
Exactly. Well, yes, in layman terms, it is a facial for the vagina, but then you go more into the actual intimate skincare routine of it. How's the ingrowns? Are we having many ingrowns and blackheads, whiteheads, papules, hyperpigmentation? How is she feeling about her vagina? What type of skin type does she have? And what products can I use to improve her vagina? So it is a facial, but it's so much more intimate because I'm dealing with her womanhood, her most intimate sex organ. So it's a little bit past facial, but yes, it has become something very popular, and in the layman's terms, it is a facial treatment for the vagina post wax, Brazilian wax, or post shave. I always have to throw that out there. But yeah, I do those all the time, daily, and I really love it. I actually call it an exfoliation package.
My thing is, I think I would enjoy it probably, I know I would enjoy it, but maybe in not the right way,
in an inappropriate way.
With a facial, I enjoy a good facial. I've never had that kind, right? So I just think I might get overly stimulated, if you will.
And I've had that happen, and that's perfectly fine. Here, there's no judgment at all. But I've had women who have been overly stimulated while yoni steaming, overly stimulated while my full body hot box, which I call my full body steam sauna, and yes, stimulated by the vajacial, because you have pressure points, meridians throughout the whole body. You have your lymph nodes right there as well, around the female genitalia, and you have what's called erogenous zones. So each zone is it has its own sexual nature of arousing you. And sometimes not the pubic mound itself, but that pressure, that steam, that ozone that I use steam and ozone. And ozone is a nutrient that shoots out from the machine into the vagina and penetrates into the skin and gets under the skin and nutrient and sends lots of nutrients throughout it. But besides that, yes, your clitoris is an erogenous zone. So while I'm there deeply having a intense exfoliation, you are having a a different type of experience aside from just, me scrub-a-dub, cleaning you up down there. So I know exactly what you're talking about. And if that happens, that's fine, because that tells me as your Yoni practitioner or your Vajacialist that you are comfortable with me. And that's my main concern, is you being comfortable with me, you letting go. You can't heal if you're all uptight and serious and you're not open to the experience. It starts out as an experience and it turns into something totally different. Trust me.
Well, listen, this is amazing. This is already amazing. I'm already learning.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So as a grown man, you know what I'm saying, I would like to think that I know my way around the vajayjay. You know what I'm saying?
You don't.
But before we even get into your history, why don't you tell us men, we think we know, but we have no idea. What are some of our common misconceptions that we have about the vagina that we should know?
I think the most common misconception outside the menstrual period would be that the vagina is just loose after pregnancy. And also that men automatically think that the vagina is loose and she needs to tighten up, or in that type of form. Or the smell of the vagina, what is the typical smell of the vagina? The elasticity of the vagina, and that's the lips, the wings of the vagina. They call it the ma'at, but those are the wings of the vagina that, some are actually smaller, some are wider. But I think those could be some of the misconceptions that men have. I've been married for like 22 years. And so I only know my husband's conception, and I understand, and I only know the information that I receive back from my clients who their boyfriend or their husband is in love with what I'm doing because it sees how much it helps their girlfriend or their wife. But I'm really like on that question, I guess you can say I'm not the right person to ask. But what I've just said are the things that I hear with my own ears during consultation. My biggest is that I'm loose down there. My husband complains that I'm loose down there, or if I'm if the husband is having oral sex and there's a smell when he comes up and the woman doesn't want to kiss, certain things like that. I can say that I've heard from actual clients.
Right. Yeah, I actually seen somebody.
As a man, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
As a man, would you agree or disagree with what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would assume that that she would be loose after childbirth. I would assume that for sure. Smells, I never really had too many bad experiences as far as that. I heard some horror stories, but I never really had too many experiences as far as that. Maybe when I was like way younger.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Some of the teenage girls ain't really know how to take care of themselves or whatever. But in my adult life, I haven't had any horror stories like that. But I know a lot of people have.
Right.
But yeah, let's get in your business a little bit more, man. I need the origin story. I need you to take us back to how all of this began for you. What took you down this road into this whole world of the JJs, and what was it in your background that spawned this? Okay.
I used to be an employee of Kaiser Permanente. So I spent 16 years in the medical field, 11 of those working in like the OR, the SPD section, and then the remaining time working in histology and microbiology. So I've seen a lot, heard a lot, and talked to, scientists, which are the CLSs that they have at the Kaiser regional lab. But aside from that, seeing the Western medicine and how they deal with women in general and Black women in particular, it was unsettling to my soul. And I too was one of many women that were unheard, that complained and were unheard. I wasn't heard, and I was having reoccurring symptoms, and I found myself at the doctor's office as much as I was at work, you know what I'm saying? And so it was to a point where I was having irregular cycles. I was having brown blood. I was having blood clots. It was just an array of just menstrual situations on top of just moodiness and seriousness and bitterness and stuff. And so I went to this doctor, a gynecologist, and she looked as if she was younger than me. I'm like 42 years old. And so she looked as if she was in her early 30s. And, you know, this was my third time at the doctor's office for receiving BV, which seemed to just come every single month for me. And it was just so disheartening. And so I didn't, you know, I was upset. And she said to me, she said, maybe that's just your natural smell. And I had to clutch my pearls, you know, because like, how dare you as a medical professional, you know, say something like that to me. And as a woman to another woman, like why would you even say things of that nature without first trying to help me? It didn't seem like it was like she just brushed me off in a little 15-minute visit that you get. And so that really took a turn point for me. And I started to study a lot of ancient medicine and modalities. And then it really started when I hit Mayan womb massages, which is very big for women who have fibroids, protruding fibroids on top of that. But Mayan womb massages, you know, the Mexican culture is a beautiful culture, and especially in herbalism and herbal medicine, and so is African culture. All these island and indigenous people have all these rich cultures in herbalism. And so I dived deep into that. And from there, I found Yoni steaming. And then I was like, Yoni steaming, what the hell is that? And so I found, instead of me just being real closed-minded about it, I started to read more about it. I started to link up and read more about it from Steamy Chick. And then I was a graduate. And then I was a graduate from the Yoni Empowerment. And then from there, I just started to really, really read on how the herbs have changed your mood. They change your circular system, your nervous system, your menstrual period. They reduce your fibroids. It's just a plethora of things that the doctor could not do, that Yoni steaming was doing, not only for me, but the friends that I was Yoni steaming. So that's kind of how I was pushed or molded, I should say, into this herbalism apothecary type world. And I love it. I actually love what I do. Plants, they actually have a voice. If you listen to them, they talk. You know what I'm saying? But people don't honor plants and trees and flowers and roots. They don't honor them. So they don't hear them. They don't hear the voices. They don't hear that. They don't feel the essence. And I do. And so I'm able to blend certain Yoni blends for women who have fibroids or infertility. We've celebrated 13 women getting pregnant. My last client, you know, she had a mishap. But later down the line, we're going to help her again. You know what I'm saying? But it's a process of healing. But I'm able to blend Yoni blends, tea blends. It's like I'm telling my clients, now that I'm in the field in which I can heal someone because I've healed myself first, and I can then heal the next woman. Now I can say, hey, this is a Yoni steaming, which is far more than a spa experience. This is gynecological medicinal health for your vagina. Low libido, I got you. Cyst, I got you. Endometriosis, I got you. You need to work on the brain function before you work on the uterus function. PCOS, I got you. That's your Abdullah oblongata. That's your pituitary gland. It talks to your ovaries. If you're not messing with the ovary situation, then you're doing yourself a disservice. You shouldn't be on birth control regulating something that's a disorder. It's a disorder because you're out of balance. Let's put you back into balance. And that's what I'm able to do. Why am I able to do that? Because I've seen the medical side from Kaiser, and now I've seen the herbalistic side, which is far more natural, far more just an array of just unfolding. You know what I'm saying? The vagina, check it out. The vagina itself, you have the vagina, which is the vagina canal. You have the uterus, the cervix, which is shaped like this. You have the left and the right atrium of the cervix. So it's kind of shaped like the horn of Hathor, like the way Beyonce had those horns in that video she was shooting. She understands. That is the cervix. Some people's cervix dips down into the vagina. That's a prolapse or a cervical prolapse. You need to get that fixed as far as Yoni steaming and deal with dilators. And they're called not a Yoni egg. Yoni wands, because you have to dilate the cervix back into its form, but that's another story. The vagina itself has 5 different organs. Taoism teaches you this. In the top section, the lower part of the cervix, the top portion of the vagina, that is the heart. Then you go from the kidneys, the liver, the small intestines, and then the spleen. Those 5 organs are in the vagina alone. If you're steaming, you're steam cleaning, which is no different than steam cleaning your carpet, steam cleaning the paint, the dirt off the walls. You are detoxing the vagina. You are opening up what is a blockage that is keeping you from your vagina's full potential. Be that if it's an energy blockage, be that if it's a blood stasis, which is blood stagnation, which is the lack of air, a lack of oxygen to the vagina. You have to move those blockages out of the way so that the vagina can operate to its full potential. You don't have low libido. You just have problems to your spleen and problems to your liver. You see what I'm saying? You have fibroids because you are accumulating too much mucus. Mucus. I can't fathom that enough. You got mucus in the mouth, which is called plaque. You got mucus in your eyes, which is called eye boogers. Mucus in your nose. You got mucus in your vagina, which is called the whites. Medical term for it is the whites, or lochia. But it's another word for discharge. That white milky substance or chucky substance, if you're on a yeast infection, you know what I'm saying? That is a form of mucus. And so yoni steaming helps you to clean up all of that. It reaches to the large intestines. It really opens you up, which is your pelvis frame, from your hip down to under your buttocks. You have your clitoris, your urethra, your vagina, and your anus. Yoni steaming cleanses out all of that. Bartholomew Cysts cleanses out all of that. What that is a fluid-filled cyst sitting on the outer rims of the lips. Normally the major lips. The major lips are the lips on the outside. The minor lips are the lips on the inside. So that's normally where the cyst falls at. But that's how I pretty much got. I know it was a lot. I'm sorry, but that's pretty much how I got started. I had my own problems, my own situations. I'm a mother of 4 girls, 23, 19, 17, and 15. None of them have been on birth control. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear why you have your daughter on birth control. You see what I'm saying? Birth control is not the last resort. I can help her, but she has to get off birth control. In Canada, they call birth control womb trauma. Why? Because it suppresses your organs. It suppresses what is the word? It's deficient in nutrients. All the vitamin B's, D's, iron, folic acid, zinc, magnesium, iron. Black women and iron go hand in hand because why? It's electricity. So birth control, you're actually doing your daughter and yourself a disservice. And I hear it all the time. I hear so many stories, and I don't know everything. Don't ask me about the eyes. Don't ask me about your feet. I only know about the vagina, but I hear so many stories, and I just want to be able to yell it from the rooftop. Let's save your vagina, Black woman, from a hysterectomy, from a partial or a full. Save your uterus, because they will love to cut it out in the OR. I've seen it so many times. I've seen it, and it's just ridiculous. But that's how I got started.
Yeah, my mother had a hysterectomy at 36 due to fibroid. I was very, very young to have a hysterectomy. Very, very young. Yeah. Now, and I hear that. For me, I hear that a lot. I said it's crazy. It is. It's crazy, and the age group is getting so much younger to cut you out. Just like they give you 4 options at the doctors: go home, put you on birth control, or don't do anything about it, or give you surgery. They don't give you many options outside of that. It's very rare that you get a doctor that tells you the truth. And I know this because 3 of my Yoni Steam clients are doctors. One gave me a lot of problems and tried to challenge me because they're, educated people don't want to be told what to do because they're an expert in that field.
only they've been trained in that field, but how many doctors have taken nutrition classes, you know?
Right.
So it's like, you challenge me all you want to. I come from both sides of the field and I never stop learning. So please do. Let's talk. Let's agree to disagree or agree. But I have 3 different clients that are doctors, so I hear a lot of that. I've heard a doctor wanted to cut out the uterus of a woman whose uterus was perfectly fine. And he said that you are the perfect candidate for hysterectomy surgery. You're perfect candidate. What is a perfect candidate to be observed and cut on?
Hold on a second. Hold on a second, Tamika. Because I want to touch on that too, but I want to rewind a little bit back to why are mothers giving their daughters birth control at such young age? Like, what are the reasons? Huh? Yeah. So
why?
What was your reason, Nicely? And what are some of the? If you can expound on that after she does.
My menstruation was lasting like 7-8 days straight. I was going super heavy, cramping really bad, and clotting. And this is first of all, I started my menstruation very young at 9. But the problems kind of started, I'll say, like 7th, 8th grade, where I don't know, it just got super heavy, lasting super long. No, I was not sexually active, none of that stuff. And so, you know, I was complaining because I was in pain a lot of time. Yeah, and my mom would take me to the doctor. It was just like, well, we need to put her on birth control to get her regulated.
Yeah.
Right. So I've heard that, and Jackson in the chat said to combat teen pregnancy, and that's one also. But I've even heard like for acne, you know what I'm saying? Young girls having acne problems, and they get on birth control to try to control their acne and all of that. So yeah, if you could just expound on that part, and then we'll go back to that hysterectomy thing.
Okay, so from what I've heard from different daughters and that are now grown women and daughters themselves and mothers, is that 1, they didn't want their child to get pregnant. 2, their child had heavy periods with the worst cramps imaginable, couldn't get out of bed, was buckling over. The mother has PCOS and endometriosis. She's afraid that her daughter may have it, so she wants to help her regulate her cycle. And then I've heard the doctor's best advice was to give them birth control without any questions asked. Pretty much that's pretty much the things that I've heard personally of why. And then the last resort, you know, I've heard that was just the last resort, and to give my life some type of normalcy is what I hear a lot of. Be that as it may, you know, I can only speak from being a mom who hasn't given their daughter birth control. And my daughters, I've had one that had a late period at 11, one also that started at 9. I had one who was having only 8 periods, 9 periods a year, and that's normally some signs of PCOS or endometriosis, you know what I'm saying, or even fibroids. But fibroids, normally you bleed out longer, along with PCOS as well. But those are the things that I've heard personally. I was on birth control with my very first, which is a Depo-Vera, with my oldest child. I was on birth control, the Depo-Vera, some 22, 23 years ago, and I got pregnant on the Depo-Vera. Rewind to my life now. The Depo-Vera was given to prisoners that committed sexual acts to castrate them. So Depo-Vera is a form of castration. And I know that because my daughter, she grew up with having some type of learning disability. You know what I'm saying? But I was 17, 18 years old when I first got pregnant, but I didn't know any better either. I was sexually active. I didn't know any better either. So the only thing I knew about birth control was you didn't want to get pregnant. But you still can get pregnant. It would just be an ectopic pregnancy where it's not supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So the device that you implant into your vagina, regardless if it's an IUD, which is copper, or the IUD that's plastic, or the Skylar one, the Mirena, it's strong enough to remove the head from the sperm. That's how that. So if it's strong enough to do that, just imagine how much it's releasing its disruptors into your body. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I say to mothers, let's find another avenue, because you can't say that you've never heard about herbs and herbalism or some organic form of doing something somehow. You know what I'm saying? But learn more about yoni steaming. I'm here in the Bay Area. I can answer any type of yoni steaming questions that you have. But when you have a daughter, you know, that's having heavy cramps, let's break down what cramps are. Cramps is muscle dehydration. Your muscles are dehydrated. And then when you become older, you know, you have cellulite, which is also a form of dehydration. You know what I'm saying? But cramps is muscle dehydration. Hydrate the body. What do I hydrate the body with? Good answer. Citrus, oranges, lemon, lime. I choose lime over lemon. Pomegranate juice, always. Pomegranate juice over cranberry any day. Pomegranate juice, green apples, ginger root tea 3 days, 2 days before your period starts. During ovulation, which is the 12 to 14 days that your body thinks it's about to get pregnant before it shares the endometrium lining, and then your period starts. That's a time that you should be drinking red raspberry leaf. That's a time that you should be drinking hibiscus. That's a time that you should be drinking red clover. You know what I'm saying? You times should be drinking nettles, you know, things of that nature, you know. And then when you move into heavy bleeding normally, if not some type of fluid-filled sac, you know, it could be a cyst. It could be like a fibroid that's like a tumor bleeding out, which is a fibroid is hardened mucus. That is what fibroids are. But if you're having heavy bleeding, that is normally signs that you have a cold or damp uterus. That's Chinese medicine 101. You either got a hot uterus. A hot uterus means that you carry yeast and you BV all the time, or UTIs all the time, or STDs, STIs all the time. You either got a cold uterus. A cold uterus is that delayed menstrual cycles from 7 to 14, 16 days, excessive cramps over like an 8 out of 1 to 10, swollen feet. Swollen feet can be also those for, swollen feet can be also be those for perimenopausal and menopausal women. Normally when you have swollen feet, that means you have a liver problem. Correct your liver. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you have blood clots. Blood clots is the vagina hemorrhaging. The vagina is literally throwing up blood. If blood clots were anywhere else in your body, it would be as important, you know, if the arms through the arteries and stuff. But since it's in the vagina, no one's paying attention to it, you know, but because it's women's health, and women's health always seems to take a back seat to things. But blood clots is your coagulated blood. Blood clot normally comes with women who have PCOS, fibroids, people who sit for long periods of time and the body's not having any type of movement. Blood clots can also be the non-tumorous kind, where you're bleeding all the time and you're having blood clots bigger than a quarter throughout the cycle. You know, there's different variations and reasons why you could be bleeding. Brown blood is old blood. Black blood, the vagina's dead. There's no reviving until you actually cleanse out. Pink blood means you got a deficiency. When you bleed, you're losing, you know, blood. So that's nutrients and all the good stuff that you need to have your body to function. So when you have pink blood, that shows signs that it's not some fluid mixed in with blood. What does that even mean? Fluid mixed in with blood. Sometimes that's normally pink blood is an organ deficiency. Normally that's your kidneys, your liver, your spleen, and your colon. Black women and their colon and their spleen are the most important things. You got to clean that out. You know, because if you don't, it can lead you to type 2 diabetes. And it only seems like Black women are having hysterectomies. I hate it.
And I want to get back on that with the hysterectomies. You were talking about how there was a doctor that recommended a hysterectomy for somebody where there was nothing wrong, and say she was a perfect candidate. Now we're hearing a lot about. I seen a crazy headline recently about Black women don't deserve to have babies, trans women do. Yeah. So when they're doing these hysterectomies on healthy women, What is going on
with these uteruses? What are they taking?
I'm gonna tell you what's going on, and there's a guy that's really good that speaks a lot about the metaphysics of people and things in the universe and the psychology. Psychology in Africa means the soul. Psychology in Western medicine means the mind, because some people don't have a soul, and the soul is that what was recreated before creation itself. It all has to do with containing the black seed, and they've been doing that since the beginning of time. And that's what it is. It's containing the black seed. They don't want your black ass to know nothing. And it's working. And it's working. I mean, so you can't be mad at what they were designed here to do. Right. Bobby Hemmett teaches you that. Dr. Deborah Blair teaches that. Dr. Charles Finch teaches you that. It's containing the black seed. That's what it is. And they've been masterminds at it, and they've been done a good damn job of it. And we have allowed it to happen, but it's been prophesied for it to happen, because we're going into a new eon, and you can't stop which is supposed to happen. And that's what it is, containing the Most High.
Yes, indeed. I rocks with that. So that was for whoever could catch it.
Yeah, that was for whoever can catch the frequency.
Right.
For me, all of that stuff stopped after I had my first child. Like all the stuff that I was going through with my body before having kids. Obviously, I was on birth control, got off, and then I had my daughter at 19 years old, and my cycle normalized itself. Like it wasn't going no more than 3 days. I still had cramps, but not like I did before, or the heaviness in the clotting. So I was like, was childbirth my savior?
Let me ask you a question. Did you have a good pregnancy?
I had both my pregnancies. I had 2 were great.
That's why. You had a hormonal, not only a hormonal change, but a hormonal shift. Dr. Lilia Africa speaks about this when the child is in utero and the parent has great cognizance, great energy. It transfers onto the child because the child doesn't know you, and the child can hear you and feel you. So not only that your pregnancy, because you're pregnant, the child pregnant, you're pregnant, your husband or boyfriend is pregnant, and the child is pregnant with both of y'all. Dr. Africa teaches you that. You know what I'm saying? You had a wonderful pregnancy. And now I bet you your children are probably flourishing. They're probably like they've had their days, but they're probably like the best children because you had a non-stressful pregnancy. So you were actually able to change your biological disposition just with energy. Energy is everything. You know what I'm saying? A woman goes through a woman has stages. A woman has stages of life. Every 7 years, a woman goes through a different cycle change. Okay. And that's where the whole perimenopausal, menopausal, postmenopausal comes from. Every 7 years. Every 7 years, there's a woman's cycle change. Every time you're pregnant, the body changes. Your blood is something different because that is the messenger. You know what I'm saying? And so all of these body changes are happening, and that can happen. What you just said, yes, can happen. Now, let's say your mate was probably there for you a lot of the times. But let's say, okay, let's flip the coin. Okay, let's say that you was a single mama pregnant by yourself, or let's say he was abusive or he wasn't always there and he made you feel some type of way 60% of your pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be irritable, moody sometimes, a difficult pregnancy. Your child going to act up sometimes because in the whole foundation of creating life, it wasn't sustainable. There was hardly any love right there. You know what I'm saying? So your child is going to reflect how you were in the pregnancy, because that's called skin layers.
That's the real origin
story.
Thank
you, baby daddies. Thank you, baby daddies.
So those are called different skin layers. And they know that. It's called the dermis. And they know that. So that's why they put all this pressure on you. You know what I'm saying? That's why they take off the nutrients in the food. They put lead in the baby food. You know, babies have to get 21 vaccinations by 6 months, some crazy shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They put all these demanding hamster wheel situations on you to where your pregnancy is now suppressed, and now your mineral supply is suppressed to the brain for the baby's growth. During pregnancy, during the first 4 months of pregnancy is the most important time. 5 months, the first 5 months of pregnancy is the most important time. Once the child is here, from 1 to 7, psychology wise, that is the molding period. After 7, if you ain't taught that child shit within the 7 years, it's gonna be haywire for you from 7 to 12. After 12, they gone. They on the internet. You can't catch them. They don't even know you exist unless it's dinner time or they want something. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta set a foundation. And I want to go back to the birth control again. Like I had a client, and on top of that, if you, let's say you had a girl, right, and you were having so much complications during your pregnancy, and then you had your baby, and then your period came back, and it was worse than it was before you was pregnant. That was you basically had in so many words, you had a difficult pregnancy. You see what I'm saying? So it really depends on how you are when you're pregnant. It's so important. But I've had a mom who has stage 4 endometriosis. Her daughter's 15 years old. She had irregular cycles. She, was speaking to me about going to the doctors and getting birth control for her daughter. I'm so sorry. You there? Okay, that was the spirit. So she was speaking to me about going to the doctors as if it was the best thing that she has ever found for her daughter's, correction or recovery. And I'm just looking like, wow, like I can yoni steam you and your daughter. You got stage 4 endometriosis. That's pretty much cancerous. You know what I'm saying? Wow. It's going to take a lot to turn you back around, but let me save your daughter. Let me save your daughter from having to go through what you went through. You know what I'm saying? And people think that yoni steaming is not important because it's being advertised as such a spa experience. It's advertised as it can tighten the vagina. Any yoni steam can do that. Steam by itself without herbs can tighten the vagina. Steam tightens regardless. You see what I'm saying? And so it's just so popular in the wrong ways. And I'm consistently telling women, no, it's not. Yoni steaming can do what your doctor cannot.
All right, so check it out. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit, because I was looking through the website, of course, checking out your website, femininemystiquespa.com. Say what?
I said I ordered stuff this morning. I was already on there, and I did place an order today, but I didn't get yoni steam stuff because, to your point, I've seen stuff probably within the last 2 to 3 years on social media about yoni steaming, but it's nothing about what you're talking about. So I was just like, well, what's the point of it? If it's just to tighten it up, it's tight. You know what I'm saying? So I need this, right? So I've never seen anyone, detail or talk about it in the way that you are. Like, this is wellness. Facts. This is important, So when I was on the site, I was just like skipping, getting other stuff, but not thinking about the steam because I thought it was just something fun to do versus something that needed to be done.
Right.
So check it out. So check it out. We're gonna get into that right now. I see you got the 6 natural womb cleanse facts about yoni steaming. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read the bullet points and let you expound, let you do your thing. All right. So number 1, vaginal steaming may improve uterine function by increasing circulation. Break that one down.
Okay, so when you have poor circulation to the vagina, poor oxygen to the vagina, then you have irregular cycles. So what I'm doing is I'm first providing oxygen to the vagina, which in turn stimulates the vagina so that blood can come rushing from your brain function down to your uterus, so that we can correct and put to balance what is imbalance. What is non-surgical? What is non-surgical? What is non-circulation? Non-circulation is anytime you have your menstrual cycle and you're bleeding pink, brown, or black blood. That is not an actual period. That is old blood suppressing itself before you even get to a period. If you have brown blood at the beginning of your cycle, that's old blood that you've carried from the last month. So every time you get a period and you have brown blood, you have in the beginning, you've been carrying over that blood from month to month to month to month. Sometimes with brown blood comes a smell. Sometimes with brown blood comes bacterial vaginosis. If you got brown blood at the end of your cycle, that means that you are having stagnation, which means non-movement and blockages, because the blood was not able to go into circulation, rotation, and come out freshly like the rest of it. It stayed inside the uterus, waited until the fresh blood came out, and then spotted its way out. It came out through you wiping yourself from using the restroom, or it's actually brown, gooey blood in your period pad. Black blood, that is no circulation whatsoever. That is considered a non-moving, non-circulating, non-operating vagina, an infertile vagina. Also, non-circulation can be blood clots. Non-circulation can be stringy blood. Non-circulation can be a low libido, which means low desire, low sex life, low sex drive. You need some ginseng, you know what I'm saying? Which is basically it's more potent to me than the horny goat weed. Horny goat weed is very popular, but red Korean ginseng, Brazilian ginseng, Australian ginseng are top shelf to me. But that's non-circulation of the vagina.
All right. And so, looking at it, I see how some of them kind of flow into each other. You know what I'm saying? So I'll kind of skip around a little bit. Let me see. Number 4 says steam may deep clean skin cells, clearing impurities and contributing to regeneration of cells.
Yeah. So, I mean, in the ovaries itself is nothing but a bunch of unfertilized cells. You have a lifetime field of eggs in your ovaries if you still have ovaries. But yes. What was the question again? I'm sorry, I'm so hyped.
Yeah. It's about the cells on a cellular level.
Oh yes, it rejuvenates the cell. Any detoxing. Okay, so it's the heat combined with the herbs that makes the steam heat, right? The herbs are the property that do all the regeneration, the cleansing of the cells. Your whole body is an organ. You got cells floating through all out your body, like the blood cells, white cells, microbiomes, floating throughout your whole body. So as soon as the steam penetrates through the lips, you are cleansing out the cells. That's how it's able to clear out the smell that you may have at the rim of the vagina canal. That's how it's able to clear out any Bartholomew Cysts that you have sitting on the outside of the lips. It's tightening the actual form of the vagina as you steam as well. So it's cleansing out all your generating cells, because your whole body is a moving organ.
Okay,
but detox alone.
Bartholomew Cysts. What is that, and why is it named after a European?
Pretty much everything that has to do with the vagina is named after a man, like the G spot and the U spot. But a Bartholomew cyst is a fluid-filled cyst that sits on the outsides of the lips. Now that could be from someone that shaved and they nicked themselves and they got some bacteria in that paper cut on the lips, or someone who doesn't properly wipe their vagina after urination, because urination is filled with lots of salt and waste. It could be someone who has just a lot of waste in their vagina, so they're protruding a lot of discharge. So it's an infection. It's an infection of the vagina. And some women have cysts on the inside, which are actually fluid-filled cysts, which come when you have endometrium shedding of the vagina, and then you don't have a fertilized egg, and that egg does not know how to release itself, so it stays stuck inside either your uterus or your ovaries, and then you have cyst in the ovaries or cyst on the uterus. But that's a Bartholomew cyst.
Got you. Now, steam may increase key flow. QI. Vaginal steam stimulates a meridian point named the conception vessel one that is located where 3 of the most powerful yin channels converge on the body, the conception, governing, and penetrating channels. What is this all about?
Well, you have, and that's considered Chinese medicine. So you have Ren channels and meridian pressure points throughout the vagina. Pretty much and the most important is pretty much your clitoris, because that dominates a lot of, if not everything inside the sexual function of the vagina. So, so your Ren, you have your Qi, your Chong, and your Ren, and those are different acupuncture points or different flows of energy that moves within the vagina, moves within the different organs throughout the body. But mostly, for me, this is just the vagina. And so that's like your kidneys. If you have a deficiency or a lack of Qi, which is energy, airflow, life, if you have a lack of that in certain areas of your vagina, then it's going to do the same thing for the upper. How do I say that? Do the same things for the upper part of your body, which is where your lungs are, your spleen, and your kidneys. So that's a form of Chinese medicine, teaching you a different modality of how energy and life force moves throughout the body. And that's kind of like Reiki. Reiki is Japanese for energy, life force. So you ever know those people that actually, when you're laying down, you lay hands on you and you see the body twitching and things of that nature, and they can make the body move? That's the same, those, you have that in the vagina, because the vagina itself is a goddess on her own. That the clitoris is called Isis, and it's crazy because they named the terrorist group ISIS, but the clitoris is the Isis of your vagina. And so, and then you have your vagina alone, which is an actual goddess. So she has a mind of her own. You know, the clitoris is the brain, and then you got your real brain. But for women, the clit is the first brain. So it's just a little bit of Chinese medicine telling you that the energy life force in the vagina needs to circulate, or it's going to be deficient. And your meridian points throughout your body. They're all throughout your body. When you get acupuncture, you know, and you can actually just start to do certain movement of the body and stuff, and push certain meridians on the body to heal yourself. So it's just the same with the vagina. Massaging the pubis mound or the mound pubis is actually helping you to release any fatty tissues that are behind the skin, because you know behind the pubis mound is all fat.
Got you.
Did I answer your question?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. We in class right now.
We sure, because you know, I want to know about the yoni eggs. I've never done it. I'll explain why.
Okay. Yeah.
So, like putting it in for me, that's like the easy part. But taking it out, because there's no string or anything, right, on it. Like, how do you get it out?
If you get the undrilled, yes, there's no strings, but the drilled, of course, has a fishing wire, some type of string connected to it. That is something that I would really clean out the hole, especially with like a Q-tip or something, because it can carry little microorganisms, just like your dildo would. If you don't properly clean that, and then your vagina smells like plastic and you get a yeast infection, you know. But you want to cleanse out the hole inside the if you get a drilled egg. I personally sell undrilled eggs, and I have an undrilled egg because the undrilled egg keeps reminding you to be more self-aware of your body and your movement and your vagina. So it teaches you how to teaches you about you and more about your vagina, because you're always aware. Because I've had clients that put that bad boy in, and she said she put it in and then went to the grocery store, and then it started to slip out her vagina, and then she had to go to the restroom because it was basically in her panties. So the undrilled egg teaches you to be aware that there's always something in your vagina. And as American women, we are so infatuated with sticking shit up our vagina. You know, at what time, at what point do you start to detox and release the stuff that you keep sticking up your vagina? An egg, I mean, the eggs are great. Don't get me wrong. They're wonderful, but the egg itself is nothing but a freaking gemstone. It's just a gemstone that holds all these different properties. It's the egg that's polished nicely to fit and sit inside the vagina. Because remember, I told you there's 5 organs inside the vagina. So just you having the egg in the vagina, it's cleansing out all those 5 organs that I just told you about. I don't promote my yoni eggs because for me, it's very personal, a yoni egg, because it's not just any crystal. It's the crystal that you stick upside your vagina, you know, your sexual portal. And so the eggs that I have, they call the client. I don't tell the client about the eggs. They see them, whatever resonates with them, it's resonating with them for a reason, because each crystal has its own different property. A jasper, a mahogany jasper, a Dalmatian jasper, a black obsidian, you know what I'm saying? A white onyx, you know what I'm saying? They all have different properties. A black obsidian, heaven, you know, good luck to the woman who has that, because it's cutting cords. It's going to take you all the way back to the childhood that you try to, that you tried to forget. It's going to bring you all the way back. If you heard of frog is where they put the little dots on your arms or at the bottom of your feet. I would do that too. You know, as a Black woman, we have a lot of trauma that we don't let go of. And the trauma has made us so hard. We're like hard, you know, and sometimes so bitter. And seriousness is a disease. Being serious all the time is literally a disease that can hurt and deteriorate your body, just like bitterness. And so it's like yoni steaming has really changed my life. I am the most feminine I have ever been. I'm just so clean. You know, if spiritually I'm in just balance and in tune. And I just want to share this yoni experience with all women, because if you got a real vagina, you can steam. You know, the whole purpose of steaming is not for me. I don't even know what that means. That's like saying oral sex is not for me. Why wouldn't it be? You like pleasure, you like health, you like wellness, you like to feel good and smell good, don't you? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just look at things differently.
Well, you definitely dropping a lot of game, got a lot of passion. I'm feeling your fire. And we got some questions coming through from the chat as well. So Tamisha wants to know, what about menopause or pre-menopause solutions?
Okay, so what are the symptoms that she's having? Let me back up. When I get perimenopausal, menopausal women, and postmenopausal, I like to work on 4 to 5 different things. I like to cleanse the vagina, rejuvenate the vagina, balance the vagina, keep the vaginal wetness there. You know what I'm saying? And we just overall detox the vagina from years of whatever, tampons, men, fingers, tongues, dildos. So those are the things that I like to work on. Now, let's say you're a woman of perimenopausal and you're having hot flashes, swollen feet, and night sweats, or headaches and lower back pain, or cold hands, cold feet, or you're drawn to warmth because you're always cold and you're anemic, then I would say you really need to cleanse out those 4 to 5 different organs that I spoke about. And you can do that with like a ginger, a cinnamon, a honey. You can do that with marshmallow root, skullcap, sea moss, black sea moss, purple orgo, black seed oil. Black seed oil will cure asthma. It's actually patented. It's patent, which means it was created for that purpose. So black seed oil can cure everything but death. I like to get my black seed oil from Israel, because America pumps all their money into Israel and they got the best shit. So if you get it from Mexico, just make sure you get it in its most purest form and it's cold pressed. But black seed oil would help you. Spirulina would help you. Maca root would help you. Burdock, yellow burdock, regular burdock would help you. Damiana would help you. Damiana is an aphrodisiac, but you need to direct Damiana to what you want it to do. Otherwise, you'll be humping everything around the corner. Let's see, what else can help you? Red clover can help you. I mean, there's so many herbs out here that can help you. Don't get that smashed up powdery shit, because when you think about it, you want to get whatever healing function or modality that you get, you want to get it in its most purest form, because that's vitality transfer straight from nature to you. You are nature. Your body's made up of like 70% water, right? So your body's going to absorb whatever you put into it, good or bad. And so you want to make sure you get it in its purest form. Loose leaf tea is like the best tea. You know what I'm saying? Dandelion leaf. Dandelion for sure. Dandelion would clear out parasites. That's what our ancestors that were forced as slaves had to use when they were eating all that pork. Dandelion root or dandelion leaf. If you can get both, do both. Anyway, that's what you can do for perimenopausal. You definitely want to steam. For steaming purposes, start with your feet. a feet detox. I'm not talking about a pedicure. I'm talking about a foot basin, some ginger, some wormwood, some astragalus, some angelica root, and steam your feet. You see what I'm saying? Start with the reflexology of your feet because of all the organs and meridians that are in your feet and ankles. So that's a way that you can start. If you're having vaginal dryness, you want to cleanse out your liver. Again, that's where hibiscus comes from. That's where the ginger comes from, and the what is it called? I just named it. Red clover and pomegranate. But citrus and women go hand in hand. I don't care about roses. Roses in women, diamonds in women. No, citrus in women. Citrus and women go hand in hand. In France, it was not stop and smell the roses. It was stop and grab an orange, because for women, an oranges is very feminine. But yeah, so that's how you can start to help yourself with the menopause or perimenopausal symptoms that you're having. Ginger is a staple. Ginger root. Just go get you some clove. Also, if you want to get pregnant, clove will help you. Get you 5 or 6 cloves. Get you some distilled water. I have this water, which to me is the best water ever. This is Hawaiian volcano water. And so this, they sell at Walmart. They sell by the case at Amazon. This is deep well water. And so you want to get this in your water. That purified water, stop drinking that. That's tap water mixed with a little bit of baking soda, if even that. There was a 1996 study, and you can go watch the video. Bill Gates was making shit out of water from 1996. So that's what Dasani is. That's why they sell it everywhere, because it's nothing but sodium. It's nothing but salt water. That's why it keeps making you thirsty. But you want to get what's called good water in the form of alkaline water, volcano water. You want it what's called total dissolved solids, TDS. That would help you with your menopause or perimenopausal situation. Copper water bottles, which I sell, will definitely help you with any thyroid problems that you have, endocrine system that you have, central nervous system that you have. But for women that are in menopause, like copper's electricity. Copper is it's actually a feminine material too, if you didn't know that. That dates back to like African spirituality with one of the voodoo goddesses, or Zuli. But
right,
yeah.
So Dr. Tamika.
No.
Can you speak to the benefits of Kegel exercises? I find they are benefits for all, not only women. Yes, and this is from Jackson, of course. With the bullshit.
Yeah. So Kegel exercises, pelvic floor exercises, yoni eggs, yoni wands, laughing. They all tighten the yoni yoga, which I teach sometimes. They all tighten the vagina. Yoni steaming all tightens the vagina. You can sit as we're talking now and suck in your vagina and hold it for 10 seconds and do 10 sets of those. What you don't want to do is when you're using the restroom, stop yourself from peeing in the middle of pee, because that changes the function in your brain activity. So don't ever stop yourself from peeing when you're actually peeing. But you can suck in the vagina. Laughter is another form of sucking in the vagina. Kegel exercises, you can do the cow, the cat, they call it, position. You can actually do the old birthing position as well, when they used to give birth, when they would kneel down. You can do it that way. The yoni egg is a form of Kegel exercises. The yoni wand, which you have more control of, and it comes curved. For some women, they like that because they have, a smaller centimeter as far as their vagina is smaller than others. And so they orgasm harder and longer versus those that may have a longer, vaginal canal. But those are different forms of pelvic floor or Kegel exercises. Whenever you hear Kegels, just think pelvis. Just think my clit to my uterus, to my vagina, to my anus. That is your pelvis floor within that, within the bone structure. Okay. I don't know what else to say to that.
Does that help with people that are into anal sex?
Huh?
Does that help tighten that part, the backup, for those that are into anal sex?
Oh Jesus!
Those that are into anal sex, a wand would help you, and actual anal beads would actually help you. Because what you would do is you would just suck in and out, like the vagina can suck in and out. I'm not necessarily an anal person myself, but I've talked numerous times about anal situations. But anal beads would help. Also, the wand. But you want to get a curved wand too, because there's a lot of muscle pressure in the anus.
Can I answer this question for Tamisha? Can I answer this question first for Tamisha?
Yeah.
It says, what about shaving? Do women need hair down there? And the answer is no, you do not need hair down there.
What was the question? I could barely hear you.
What about shaving? Do women need hair down there?
You know what? The Greeks called the Egyptians the smartest people on earth. And because they learned everything from the Egyptians. And the Egyptians said that facial hair and body hair was the most uncivilized, most disgusting thing ever, because it entraps waste, and it entraps dirt, and it entraps bacteria. When you don't have a sweaty pussy and you don't have hair on the vagina, and you have a balanced body, a balanced diet, you'd hardly sweat down there. And those that wear no panties, it's the way to go. Don't sleep with panties on. Let that vagina breathe. Panties came when the colonizer came. We were wearing other things. And so let the vagina, breathe, because that's what it's supposed to do. If she needs to. If she doesn't, she'll let you know. If she'll start to smell and you won't feel right. In your best ensemble, you still won't feel right. But waxing is a way to go. Shaving I wouldn't necessarily do, because that brings on a hyperpigmentation, that brings on ingrown hairs and other situations. Laser hair removal is the staple for Black women. I would suggest it. Go to SEV Laser. They're not even paying me, but I went there. I loved them. Everyone there was a nurse. It took like 11 sessions, because Black women have curly, coarser hair. But the amount of money that you spend on waxing after like your 8th wax or 10th wax, you would have been able to pay for laser hair removal. Make sure they stay between 14 and 16 laser knots for Black women. You know what I'm saying? So I always say no to hair. And my husband said, why would I don't want hair on my plate. And I believe him. When I'm sucking dick, I don't want hair on my face. Cut that down. He don't shave because he a man, but he'll cut it down for his dick sucked,
Right.
He sucked the shit out of himself, and he'll cut it all off.
Yes, indeed. Now we getting into some things.
Back in the day, my grandmother will always say, only wear cotton underwear. She would be so against you wearing silk or satin underwear because it keeps moisture or whatever, I guess. So, and infection. So I remember some of the old stuff, the ancestors would say, and to this day, I only buy cotton underwear.
That is so true. That is very, very true. There actually, the old way would be saying that wool and linen are clothes full of electricity for us. You know what I'm saying? Cotton is a wonderful, if not the best fabric to wear for panties. A lot of times when you go into like that satin, that lace, the vagina becomes sweaty, and that's how you can develop different bacterial problems. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes even HPV, because HPV is different strands of fungus or an infection. So yes, you want the vagina to breathe. It has to breathe. So cotton panties is wonderful.
Stop sleeping in drawers, y'all. Stop.
Right. Stop sleeping in your panties.
Hey, yo, so I remember, I don't know if y'all remember this. When I was a kid, it used to be an old white lady that come on TV talking about vaginas and stuff, man. Y'all remember that old white lady? She was like a Gretchen. She was past a Karen. Yeah, she was real old. She was real old.
Her name?
But she wasn't dropping this type of game. She wasn't dropping this type of game, man. But this is needed. This needs to become a part of the culture. in Black society. You know what I'm saying? We need to be
Yeah.
raising our
Dr.
daughters
Ruth.
with this understanding, huh?
Dr. Ruth.
Dr. Ruth, that's what I'm talking about. Dr.
Dr.
Ruth.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, the short little lady. Yeah, I remember her. Yeah.
Dr. Ruth wasn't dropping this type of game right here, ladies and gentlemen. You
I
know what I'm
appreciate
saying?
that.
This is needed for the culture right here, man. But I want to get a tour. Can you give us a tour around the place? Let us see what the spa is looking like.
Yeah, I can give you a tour. I don't know how to turn my phone around or my camera.
Yeah, on this thing, right?
Yeah, or I got the old school at phone, so I don't know necessarily how to turn my camera around, but you can follow me on Instagram. I always show what my place looks like. I don't show my yoni steams. I don't show the women steaming on the yoni pots. That's just disrespectful. But I can talk about what I have and what I offer, and I can talk about my different products that I have.
Okay, cool. So that was going to be next because I was going to pull up the site. So let me share that now.
Are there home yoni steams that you have on the site?
Yes, I do have a home yoni steam. It's a kit. It's called the Queenship Yoni Steam Kit. Can I briefly just talk about it since we brought it up?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a mild yoni steam setup. What I offer here at the shop is an advanced steam setup. An advanced steam setup is something where you plug in a device and it has a temperature control on it. What I sell is the mild version to that. So it's a 9.5-inch stainless steel bowl that holds it's a 3.5 quarts, I believe. So it will hold all the water and herbs that you need for your up to 40-minute session. It comes with the steam gown. It comes with a 3-ounce loose leaf tea that I blend myself, and then it comes with a yoni steam blend that's good up to 20 yoni steams. I provide 10 tea bags, and I also provide my yoni oil. I have 3 different yoni oils and 3 different yoni washes. And so my products here are organic, natural, or kosher. If you don't know what kosher is, that's Jewish. That means they really give a shit about their people and they take care of their food and process it a different way. So that is my yoni steam kit, and it comes with 2 different types of blends. This is the blends that I use myself here at the spa for my clients. It's called a Juicy Peach. Juicy Peach is moisturizing, cooling, and cleansing. You can steam every single day. You can steam every single day. Do not go over 30 minutes if you steam every single day. If you're going to steam twice a week, 3 times a week, you can do it up to 40 minutes. My second blend is called A Whole New Me. That is a mild disinfecting blend. That is for those that get yeast infections, BV, UTIs, things of that nature. So that is my actual yoni steam kit. You should have everything that you need to get yourself started, aside from whatever you want to add to make it your sacred space. Now, when we talk about yoni steaming, you can do a donut pillow to put the stainless steel bowl in a donut pillow. You can wrap a towel around it so you don't burn your thighs. You can get a commode from Amazon, which is like $40. You would just slide it under the commode, sit on top of it, drape the gown around. So this draping of the gown means the steam can't go anywhere but up to the vagina and the anus. Also, you can, lean against your bed. You can lean against your couch if you're deciding to kneel down and steam, which does provide a lot of pressure on the legs. So find yourself some type of pillows to put on the side of it. It's kind of like a whole yoni steam fortress. Some people get real sophisticated and real great with it, and some just have a basic setup. I don't care what you get, just as long as you're yoni steaming. You can steam for as little as 10 minutes. You can steam for as long as 40 minutes if you're going to do it, 2 or 3 times in a week. If you're having a baby, if you just had a baby, you can steam every single day for 30 days. If you're pregnant and you don't want an epidural and you want a more natural pregnancy, then I would say get with a doula or a midwife who is certified that can steam you at like 38 weeks pregnant, and then you can have a natural birth. Let's see. If you have STDs, STIs, I would steam at least twice before your period and twice after the period. You don't necessarily need a gown because the body is already hot. That's why you have festering or maybe an outbreak because of the stress level. But herpes, let's say, I have a lot of clients that have herpes. Herpes sits at the base of the spine and it's very mucousy and dark. It's kind of like a spider in its spider cocoon web. It's very dark and moist, and there's a lot of festering stuff, that debris that doesn't need to be there. So you can steam twice before your period, twice after your period. You need to stick with heavy duty type herbs and roots and bark. Anything that's antiviral, antimicrobial, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory. Don't get none of this sissy la shit like lavender and roses. And you need heavy duty stuff, skullcap, marshmallow root, things of that nature. If you have PCOS, if you have endometriosis, again, you would want to steam at least 3 to 4 times a month, because you want to do more than just regulate and you want to correct the actual brain function. So you need brain foods, Gouda cola, ashwagandha, comfrey, an adaptogen. If you're on PCOS, if you're on endometriosis, if you have fibroids, you need an adaptogen. That is a liquid substance that you drink every single day. They have tonics, they have an adaptogen. You need an adaptogen. That can be a mixture of different types of things. Get with an herbalist in your area, or an apothecary store in your area. So there's many different reasons. Let's say you don't have no problem at all. Let's say you're like me, you have no problem at all. You know what I'm saying? You can just steam once a month. But if you love to steam, you can steam twice a month. If there is really unless you have like an itchiness or an irritation, you would steam until the itching is gone. You would steam until the irritation is gone. Lots of times that's inflammation. That can be anywhere in the body also. But you can steam for numerous different reasons. Infertility. I work with women who are trying to get pregnant. I'm working with 3 now. I worked with several before. There is a fine line for timing for steaming. Don't ever steam after sex if you are trying to get pregnant. You want to steam right after the period, because you have 4 phases of your menstrual cycle. You have your luteal, your menstruation, your ovulation, and your fertility. Fertility is 3 to 5 days within the 12 to 14 days of your ovulation. Luteal is right before you have your cycle. That's what they say. I consider luteal after the cycle. I don't know why, because I just go differently. I actually go off the Ethiopian calendar, which is the true 28-day calendar, and not this Gregorian calendar where they got 29, 30, 31 days, because the woman's cycle is based on a 28-day cycle. That's why Black history is so important, not for the stuff that Black people have done, which is great, but for the woman's cycle. The cycle is 28 days. The shortest month in the year is February, which they have given to Black people. You have to understand these things that they hide behind the lining. Your cycle is 28 days. It follows the moon, the universe. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that you want to get pregnant. You have to find your fertility days, which are your 3 to 5 days that you want to get pregnant. You want to eat everything that's providing you progesterone, because your progesterone is the hormone that gets you pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So there's different reasons why you can steam. Did I say too much?
No, I'm on the website right now. So
yes,
and there's a rewind button for the people watching the replay as well. There's a rewind button, so you can catch all that.
Right. You can replay. So there's the Mystique Passion, Sweet Nectar. What would be, I guess, the difference in those two?
Okay, so those are my Yoni oils that you're speaking in regards to. So I have my first Yoni oil was Sweet Nectar. My second Yoni oil is Mystic Passion, and my third newest Yoni oil is called Soft and Sensual. That is a libido stimulating oil that stimulates the libido, gets you going, forgets who you are, and you become somebody totally different. My Sweet Nectar is more of a coconut based with grapeseed oil, eucalyptus, and ylang ylang. Some people call it ylang ylang. That is an aphrodisiac. So it also just very slightly gets the libido operating, but it's antibacterial, anti-inflammatory. So it's an everyday yoni oil that you can put on the vagina and the anus after sex, before sex, after the shower, things of that nature. If you have a smell after your period, you can put it on. You have itchiness after your period, itchiness anytime, that's what it's for. It's an oil base, but it's not oily. You see what I'm saying? Mystic Passion. That is no coconut oil at all, and it's a grapeseed oil base because some people are allergic to coconut oil. A lot of my products are based on the clients that I have, and I have like a 93% referral rate here. So I'm always being referred out, and I'm always listening. You got to listen to what women are talking about in order to serve what they need are, what their needs is. So I'm always listening. I got a stack of papers that I do research on, and so I break up my ingredients based on the woman's needs and her skincare type. Going back to what I was saying, Mystic Passion is more of a grapeseed oil, jojoba oil, sweet almond oil. Those are all natural vaginal lubricating oils. Stop using that lubrication stuff. Go to your coconut oil. Regardless if it's a coconut base with the meaty substance to it, grapeseed oil, jojoba oil, sweet almond oil. That's a softener by itself. That is what sweet almond oil does. It's a softener, you know what I'm saying? So those are natural lubricating oils that you can receive oral sex from with no problems. So that's what Mystic Passion is. It has no stimulation to it, but again, it's antibacterial, antimicrobial, and all that good fancy stuff that you need to keep your vagina feeling the way that she's supposed to. The ingredients. So you have grapeseed oil, sweet almond oil. That one is filled with passion fruit, guava seed, and melissa oil. Melissa oil is called lemon balm here in America, okay? Melissa oil is a mood changer. Melissa oil is a blood stimulator. Melissa oil will help to reduce and correct, I don't want to say cure, but correct a herpes outbreak. Melissa oil is for herpes, pretty much. Not just for, but it is for herpes. Also, if you have herpes, it's called vagina sun gazing. You don't even have to have herpes to do this. I love to do this. During the summertime, when I'm driving in my car and I have a skirt on, I'll pull it up and let the sun gaze on my vagina. That is so much power to have the sun rays just gazing and just sun tanning your vagina. That is awesome, especially for women who have herpes and gonorrhea. Anyway, my Mystic Passion is my second yoni oil, and then my third yoni oil is Soft and Sensual. Now that is for my women who have dry vaginas, that have a lack of libido stimulation, that are just, they're non-sexual, non-sensual, and they need a little pick-me-up. That one has a lot of jasmine in it. Jasmine can be applied to the skin directly without having any carrier oil to it. You know what I'm saying? So then my Yoni washes mimic my Yoni oils. I have a Yoni wash. Now, all of my Yoni washes do not have to be rinsed off. It's a no need to rinse off at all Yoni wash. And I think I'm probably the first one to ever do that, but I don't even care about that. I just want to get it out to the women so that they can better their vaginas. I have a Venus smoke. Venus smoke is what Yoni steaming was called in Africa. So everything I have here has a purpose and a meaning to it. Otherwise, why am I doing it? Venus smoke is what Yoni steaming was called there in Africa. So it lives up to its purpose. It's a foam-based mousse for the vagina, like mousse for your hair. You have, again, coconut oil because it mimics sweet nectar. And you have eucalyptus and you have lang lang. And then I have my, and that's a regular Yoni wash. Every single day Yoni wash. Pump, 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 pump. Foam all over the vagina. I'll show you some. I actually have some on the table. And then I have Mika Rose. That's sensitive Yoni wash. And that's mostly for women who are coming off of Dove. You know what I'm saying? Those that are coming off of Summer's Eve. I didn't even know they made that still. And then some of them coming off of Irish Spring. And what is that other one? Dr. Bronner's. That kills me. That Dr. Bronner's one kills me. It's a great soap, Castile soap. It's a great Castile soap. But let's say it cleans your floors, your car, your windows, and it cleans your pussy. Like, what does it specialize in? It cleans everything. Don't you want something just for your vagina instead of cleaning everything with it and then turn around and you clean your vagina with it? Like, we have to think of our vagina so much more. so much more than that. But my Mika Rose is a sensitive yoni wash. That one mimics any yoni oil. That one has Mika Rose and lavender, and it has rose water. And then my Passion Paradise has rose water, bioactive aloe vera. They all have bioactive aloe vera, which is drinkable. You can actually go to Vitamin Shop if you got diabetes, if you got eczema, because eczema is a blood disorder. If you got eczema, if you got what is that? Huh?
What about psoriasis?
Psoriasis is more of a hormonal situation, but bioactive aloe vera, you can drink it. It will help you. It will help you. But I put it in my yoni wash. That's my Passion Paradise. I have rose water, guava seed, passion fruit, and melissa oil. So those are my yoni washes and my yoni oils. And you don't need to rinse them off if you don't need to. So I have a lot of women that exercise. And they get sweaty. You can go and pump 2 times on the yoni wash the vagina, and keep it moving. It's a refresher. Let me show it to you. Yeah. So this is what it looks like. And then you shake it. It's nice and creamy. And then I'm not sure my finger. Oh, here we go. Brand new bottle. So that's the yoni wash. And I have my little friend here, my little pussy friend here, but I didn't want to bring her out. But I would show you, actually demonstrate to you. And this is what you're left with. You're left with nothing but lubrication and cleanliness. You want to do more for the vagina. I have a lot of clients that when they first came, they told me they washed their vagina with water because that's what the doctor said. And I'm like, no, you didn't wash your vagina with water. You rinsed your vagina off with water. You wash your dishes, you wash your car, you wash your vagina. But when it comes, your body, but when it comes to vagina, you just rinse it with water. And then you have you have situations like a smell maybe at the end of the day. But no, you don't just want to rinse her with water, because where's the antibacterial? Where's the actual cleanliness part of it? I asked my husband, I said, well, honey, would you eat my pussy if I just rinsed it off with water? And he didn't even answer me. Like, it was just like the dumbest question ever, But honestly, would you suck your husband's penis if he just rinsed it off with water? No. You have to actually, we have to be a community of thinkers and not just do because somebody in a white coat said. I worked with well-renowned doctors and they ain't shit.
Right.
And you got I've seen a lot, so you just have to be more conscious of what you're doing and how you're doing it, and research, read everything, read everything.
Yes, indeed. Family, make sure y'all hit the like button, share this out, and make sure you are subscribed to this channel as well. Click the notification bell so you can be reminded whenever we go live with new content. We are talking with Tamika from Feminine Mystique Wellness Spa. A lot of game being dropped here tonight, family. A lot of game being dropped here tonight.
I didn't know.
Right, for sure. So
thank you.
If you guys got any more questions, y'all can put a couple more questions in the chat. And Nicely, I know you got some more questions over there.
You know what? I want to say something. Can I say something?
What you got?
That I want a lot of people to know that I really don't think that people may be aware of, that on a sexual side note, the Black man has a ring around his penis that makes him inferior to everyone else. Black women have these special electrolytes in their urethra called kalas that will heal you if the woman is right and imbalanced. Balanced, not imbalanced.
Wait a minute.
And then if you correct your vagina, if you correct your vagina, I will promise you within a year of yoni steaming, when you orgasm from the vagina, not the urethra, but when you orgasm for the vagina, put it up to the sunlight and watch the sparkles. I shit you not.
Okay, hold on now.
Wait, so
the black man has a ring. The black man has a ring around his penis that makes him inferior to everyone else.
That makes him. That makes him. What is that? Inferior is better, right?
Oh, you meant not superior.
Yeah, superior. That's what I meant. Superior to everyone else. He has a rhythm that's different from everyone else. It's like when they're playing the drums doing voodoo, and you can actually hear another rhythm in the drum because of your inner ear nucleus. Same thing with sex. And I think that's the book called The Astral Body by A.E. Powell. I don't have it on me, but read about it. I don't want to go deep into it, but Tantra teaches you about it too.
No doubt. Go ahead.
But I think you guys should know.
A little bit back towards the orgasm part. So orgasming from where to where from the vagina?
The urethra. The urethra is where you squirt, and then you have a urethra. Okay, so urethra is named after the urethra, and which is where you pee out of, and that is a erogenous zone. So if a man or a woman takes their tongue and does a U under her urethra, that can set her off, like female ejaculation. When the female ejaculates or has an orgasm or comes from the vagina, that secretion from the vagina, you can put it up to the sun, and if she is well balanced, it will have a sparkle to it. It will sparkle like the universe. You know how the universe has a little cluster of stars and it's just really pretty? Same type thing. You are the universe. Bobby Hemmett told you that. And so what comes out of the black woman is the universe, the Eve.
So there was a Bobby Hemmett question earlier. As a student of Bobby Hemmett, do you agree that the yoni juice is most sacred, even for men to consume of their female lover?
That's called the kalas. The oshas, the rasas, the ganas, that's called the kalas. In India, it's called amrita, the nectar of the gods. So yes, if you are balanced correctly, you can heal whoever's eating your pussy with that sweet nectar. And it's an elixir, basically. And an elixir is a healing medicine. But yes.
I'm gonna start selling mine. I'm about to start selling shots.
Yoni juice shot. But no, honestly, yes. Yes. And I know this because I deal a lot in the spiritual realm, in the African spirituality. You have different kalas. You have I don't even think they want me to tell their name, but you have like they don't want me to tell their name. Wow. Okay. But you have kalas.
All right. So let me ask you about, on the business side of things, some of the service details. So I see you have stuff for members only and stuff for non-members. What are the benefits of being a member of Feminine Mystique Wellness Spa?
So for me right now, the membership is just an appreciation because I really want to service the community as much as I can. And so it's an appreciation. And so it's not something that I charge for monthly, but it gives my members a discounted rate and a different menu to search from. And then it gives you first options or first selected tickets to my classes, because I have different classes that I offer, or different pop-ups that I offer. And so that's what the menu, the members menu is for those that want to come and steam and stick around. And the guest menu is for those that just want to experience, because we have this big idea that yoni steaming is just an experience. And so I want those to be two separate. I want to know who's serious about it and who's not serious about it.
Got you.
So I can know how to talk to you, I want to be always upfront and honest. And so if you're someone that's here just because your friend dragged you here and you don't know what's going on, or you're just steaming because you've seen it on the Housewives or whatever, I want to be able to have more in-depth conversation with you. To how can this become a regimen, especially for those it needs to be a regimen for.
Yeah.
And so if you're not charging for membership, how does one become a member?
You would just go onto the website, and at the top right-hand corner, it will say join now, and you would join now, create a password, send your email, and then you can become a member that way, or you can actually keep going and download my spa app. I actually have a spa app, and it's through Spaces, where you can actually just go from the app and do everything you would do on the actual website if you were on the internet.
That's dope. That's dope. And your website is beautiful too, by the way. So I know the
Thank
app
you.
is probably.
Thank you. I did that all by myself. Kudos to any website developer design. Oh, my hat and my bra goes off to you, because that is web designing is annoying as hell. But everything you see on my website, I did. So I'm really proud of that.
It's fly. It's fly.
But thank you so much.
It's interactive and user friendly and visually,
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that feedback.
Good job.
I appreciate
it. Do you also offer private, like if I have a group of 5-10 girls and we want to do a private Yoni steam party, mimosas, I don't know. Do you offer stuff like that?
I do. I'm actually doing a bridal shower in May for a party of 10. 10 is my max. I don't advertise it because my space is really small, quaint, and personal. But if you would like to have a private or a semi-private party of 5 women or more, then please email me, and then we can talk that way. If not, if you want to do just 2 people steam, I have a package called My Sister's Keeper. 3 women would be triple goddess. And if you want to do 4 women, that would be triple goddess plus an additional steam. And then I have 3 different types of steams. I don't know if you see the correlation of 3, but 3 is my number. But I have a custom steam for those that don't know what exactly they want or what they need. An advanced steam for those that are not suffering from anything, but mostly just menopausal and postmenopausal, and then a mild blend. And that is for women mainly 27 days or less, or if you're on birth control. If you are on birth control, yes, you can steam. It is okay to steam, but you won't receive the full benefits of steaming if you were not on birth control. Why? Because birth control works against me as your Yoni practitioner, helping you, because you're not in control. The birth control is in control. So I am going up against the birth control. You see what I'm saying? So automatically you're my sensitive client. So we're steaming with sensitive blends until you can get off the birth control, in which I've helped women do that.
And so for women that are on birth control just because they don't want to get pregnant, what do you recommend for them?
Oh, well, you can just get you a botanical uterine tonic. Or an herb that's going to give you I forgot what the herbs are called, but there's certain herbs that will contract the uterus and keep you from getting pregnant. I sell a birth control tea called Relax and In Control. You can use black cohosh, blue cohosh, yarrow. You can use ferngrape. You can use, believe it or not, high dosage of chamomile can give you an abortion. You can use mugwort. You can use wormwood. These are all hibiscus in a high form. Bromelain, which is normally in papaya and pineapple. You can get high dosage of that, but you would have to eat a whole bunch of it to not get pregnant. But if you have it incorporate, the papaya and the papaya seeds incorporated into your everyday diet, that can help you from not getting pregnant. But Yoni steaming can be used as a form of birth control. All those herbs that I said, if it's a uterine contracting herb, can be used as a birth control. And I sell birth control teas, and I make birth control Yoni steam blends. So you
also said that you don't recommend women who are trying to get pregnant to Yoni steam right after sex. So that could be a morning after joint right there. Yeah. Yoni steam after sex.
Right, exactly. And you can use it as such. Now my tea that I have is a natural morning after, because you only take the tea after sex, and you would take the tea up to 3 days after sex, and it will bring on contracting of the uterus, in which no egg will be able to stick. But yes, remember, if you're trying to get pregnant, do not steam after sex. But if you don't, steam as much as you want.
Nice. This is good. This is really good.
I ain't trying to get pregnant, that's for sure.
You and me both.
I have a 27-year-old and a 17-year-old.
Yeah. So you would be starting all over again. Yeah, I don't want to do that either. I hear you.
What was it? I had something else. Is it the Goddess Garden Rooms? Goddess Garden Room. So it's like different classes that you do?
Yeah, it's different classes that I offer, but it's also a yearly expo that I have, that I partner up with another lady who is a cannabis ganja teacher. So we do a wellness and ganja expo for women who want to learn about yoni and wellness, and also want to smoke at the same time, because cannabis is a big thing. It can really heal like hemp can. But yes, I do classes periodically, and then I do have the expo.
What city are you in?
I'm in Berkeley, California.
Berkeley.
I'm in LA.
Berkeley.
Oh, okay. I love LA. It has very sexual energy.
All right. I want you to break down this logo.
Okay. So my Feminine Mystique logo is pretty much, how do I explain it so that you'll understand? It's the Amazonian woman that doesn't see bullshit, basically. It's freedom in so many words. It's the woman who is free from judgment, free from guilt, free from all this male society domination, free from all the craziness. Like, she doesn't see anything but beauty in front of her. And so I portrayed myself, because if I could show you, I don't know if I can show you, but I have these 3. You see those 2 right there? My whole theme is Amazonian woman, and the woman, that has her head wrap on, or her flower hat on. But it's freedom. It's freedom.
It's a close up of that on here too. Where did I see that?
I think it is on there.
Members on? No, it's not here. Not here. I'll show that close up though. But there's another this logo. So kind of similar, but a little different. I want you to, if you can talk about this one.
We as Black women, we're always just seen as just strong and just so, just, you're a strong Black woman. And I just didn't want to be betrayed, or I don't want to be a part of that. And so for me, flowers are just so feminine, and just to have the blackest skin is so beautiful, so melanated, and to have so feminine to sit on her face. It's like she's a flower goddess. She's a woman of the universe. She is the Black woman in all her essence. We are so hated, but so loved. And I just wanted to honor me as a Black woman, and honor other Black women in turn. And I just want to turn the stigma of we are strong and this masculine, and we don't have feelings, and we don't have, we can take it, we can deal with it. No, I'm feminine as shit. I'm the dainty one, and until it's time for me to be strong. And I want that same reflection to be seen, because I understand the psychology of imagery, the image of something, of looking at something, and I want, when you see not only just Black women, but when you see this image, you see a femininity behind it, And again, going back to she's blinded from bullshit, It's kind of like when Neo was in the Matrix and he didn't see shit but the woman in red. She don't see anything but just love and just freedom. I come from a 9 to 5, and my biggest want was freedom. You know what I'm saying? And so I just project that. in the blackest image that I can, because black is beautiful to me, you know. And so when you see that, I just want you to see just a lot of goddess and femininity.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And speaking of freedom, it's about to be that time, Nicety.
Yeah,
Let me see.
and she made that perfect. She basically summons me to segue into that question. She summons me.
But let me just show this real quick, a little bit of a closer look at those Amazonians and the spa right there.
So I can only give you 3 names for whatever reason. They're the only 3 names that are coming to me. And then that's Otisha, Tiesha, Shayola. Those are my 3 sisters. You know, those are that's a reflection of me. That's me right there. If you would find me in the jungle, and then that's me on vacation somewhere in Africa or India. So everything here is a reflection of who I am and the women that I would love to assist, you know?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay.
I'm going.
And those there, if you go back, those are my foot and leg steam saunas. I consider those my sleep chairs. So that is where you will receive 45 minutes of pure reflexology and herbal treatment. And then it's also a 20-minute heated eye mask included. So it really brings you into this meditative state to where you'll start to feel the herbs from the feet to the chest to the brain, and then you're knocked out sleep for a good 45 minutes. Those right there, don't sleep on those.
Okay. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. So, just got a couple more questions for you before we let you go tonight.
All right.
But before we do that, is there anything that we didn't think to ask that you might want to add, or something that we didn't touch on tonight that you would like people to know about what you do, something specific about the business, any upcoming events?
I do underarm detoxing as well. So I do a little bit of underarm detoxing, and it's tied into lymphoid massage, because a lot of women hold a lot of waste in their underarms. And if you're having deodorant, and it's conventional deodorant, that deodorant seeps down into your uterus. Seeps down into your uterus, and then you have, you know, a problem down in the pelvic area. But I do underarm detoxing, and so please read up on the benefits of underarm detoxing and the releasing that it does as well. And then I also do a little bit of body therapy, which I use my Gasha tools, which is considered body contouring, but I don't use machinery. Everything that I use is manual work, and that will help you with also the lymphatic drainage in the body as well. So those are little other additional services that I offer.
Yes, indeed.
Dr. Tamika. We call you Dr. Tamika, by
that's a little awkward to me. I don't know. I'm just chaos. I'm that book, The Chaos Magic by Phil Hines. I'm chaos. I'm a Black woman. I'm chaos, you know.
But you're a healer, though. So
yes,
you know.
I and that's all I am. It's just a healer, and I just love what I do, you know. And if anything, I am a plant-based wound care specialist.
Okay.
That's pretty neat.
For you gonna come up. What about you writing a book, telling your story, how you got here, you know?
I'm not interested in writing a book. You know why? Because I really don't care what people believe me or not. I want you not to believe me, and I want you to go out and study and research and challenge what I say and be like, that bitch is lying. Let me go study for myself. Read it for yourself and then understand for yourself. You know what I'm just here to guide you through up to the doors. You got to walk through it. But you know, I was told that I should write a book, but I do so much research and just study. I study so much I wear glasses now, you know, because I can't see. But I do so much study it's to the point where I just don't even care if you believe me or not. We are so undereducated about women's wealth and so far behind in women's wealth. You know what I'm saying? That I would have to yell from the rooftop for us to even begin to catch up, you know. But I love to do this, you know. I love to talk, as you see, blah, 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 blah. I'm, you know, it's like vomit of the mouth type shit. But I love to talk.
That's what I was going to say. The way that it pours out of you, someone could literally take one of these videos and annotate it and turn that into a book.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I hope they tag me in it. I hope they tag me. It is what it is, you know, but I mean, if it happens, it happens, you know, but I'm not planning on it, you know.
No doubt. No doubt. Tamisha says, thank you for the info tonight.
You're welcome.
And so, yeah, as we wind it on down, because it is about that time, family. Go ahead, Mystique.
Well, first, I want to thank Dr. Tamika for doing the show. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Thank you to our sister Crown 808. We love you, sis.
Yeah.
This one right here, thank you, thank you. I needed you today. I had so many questions. Honestly, I really didn't know what to expect, to be honest. I honestly thought that this was going to be one of those situations that I saw online where we were going to talk about yoni steaming in a fun way. I didn't think I was going to learn a lot about myself, family members, because some of the things that you were talking about, I have personal friends or family members that have experienced it. My mother, my sister, who also had a hysterectomy. Just speaking on that, my mom is 6 girls that my grandmother had. Out of the 6 girls, only one left that hasn't had a hysterectomy.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, this was great information. So I do appreciate you. I have placed an order earlier today. Now that I got more information, I'll be placing another order tonight.
Thank you.
And before we go, I have 2 more questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
What does freedom and power mean to Dr. Tamika?
Freedom to me, it means that I can just think for myself, you know, do for myself. It's I wouldn't say an independence, but it's an energy that I can come and go as I please without worrying about judgment and worrying about seeing myself in a bad light, meaning seeing other Black women, that reflection of me, in a bad light. It's something untangible, something that can't be touched, but it's there in front of you. You know what I'm saying? And I can smell it and move through it, but I can't actually like put my fingers on it. Power to me, well, that's what freedom is. Freedom is me just doing as I want, coming and going as I please. You know, that's, to me, that's a freedom. And just thinking for myself is a freedom. But power to me comes from my vagina. That's my power. That's really my power, because through masturbation, I can manifest anything. And men want it all the damn time. You know, and if you're good with it, you can make so much money or make big business decisions off of it. You know what I'm saying? So, and wars have been fought over the pussy. So you can't tell me that it's not powerful. You know what I'm saying? Everything is created. The vesica, the little, I have a picture back there, but the little, the shrine that sits on the doorway of the church, it's called a vesica. That's the shape of a pussy. The church has pussy on the entrance door and all around it, especially chapels. So pussy is power, and that is my power. That is my ma'at.
Yes, indeed.
And so freedom follows after that.
Yeah, they kind of go hand in hand. Feel you on that. But so did you like the song choice that I chose for the promo flyer?
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah. I like the and I like the Queen of Fua too. I like that segment of her too, because she speaks so much. The elders speak so much knowledge, and you have to give it to the elders that paved the way before you. You know. But yes, everything just tied into what it was supposed to be, and it was good.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So now I gotta put you on the Summer Jam screen.
Yep.
And now The microphone is yours. The entire Black community can hear what it is that you have to say. What parting words would you like to leave us with before we get out of here tonight?
The parting words that I would like to leave with the collective is that I hope that in some way, shape, or form, I planted a seed of some type of knowledge in any way that can help you. I'm sorry about that. That can help you to bettering your whole well-being, not just your vagina, but your whole well-being, your body, your soul, and your yoni. For the men that were listening to me, I hope that you can support your women on whatever wellness journey that she has, because for whatever reason, her vagina not functioning correctly could be the reason why she's moody or, not in the mood all the time. But be supportive of your woman. Also, red ginseng would help you with your sexual functions. Also, high dosages in vitamin C would help you to keep your dick hard all the time. Also, let me tell you, men, that in order for you not to ejaculate hard, have your woman suck your dick for at least 3 minutes, 3 minutes or so, and then you can last longer, which will make her happier, in which she can orgasm, because fake orgasms produce fake relationships. And so, be supportive of each other. Women, be supportive of your men, because you guys are in a relationship together. Come see me. I'm in Berkeley. I would love to help you. I do not turn vaginas away. It's very rare that I do. But if you're looking for infertility, I can help you. Any gynecological problem I can help you with. But most importantly, I hope I planted somewhat of a seed so that you can further your research and your study on bettering your vagina, so she can operate to her fullest potential. Put that orgasm up to the sun and watch her glisten. That's it.
Incredible. This was incredible. This was an incredible episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. Thank you, everybody, for watching us tonight. Thank you for everybody that's watching this on the replay. Make sure you share this on your social media platforms and tag every woman, especially men too, because I got a lot out of this, you know what I'm saying? And there's women in my life that could definitely benefit from this. But I want y'all to definitely tag the women in your lives, whether it's your daughter, which, I was like, damn, should I send this to my daughter? Or whatever.
Yeah.
Whether it's your daughter, whether it's your mama, whether it's your wife, your sister, a lot of women are dealing with a lot of these issues, especially on the health side of things that we talked about, with the fibroids and the thyroids and the menopause and all of the stuff that we cover here tonight. So definitely share this. This was great information for our sisters out here, man. Thank you again, Tamika. I ain't gonna keep calling you doctor since it don't make you feel comfortable. But Dr. Roof ain't got shit on you though. I mean, I am gonna say that. No. I am gonna say that.
Thank you so much.
And again, family, like, share, subscribe, notification bell. Make sure y'all check us out on Sunday. We back like we always do for our current events and dealing with other topics that are important to the Black community as well. That's Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. Let everybody know where they can follow you at and how they can get with you on your website and all that good stuff, Tamika.
I'm very active on the Instagram. It's feminine.mystique.spa. Other than that, you can give me a call. My phone number is listed also on my contact information, as well as my address. If you would like to book, you would book online, femininemystiquespa.com, or send me an email, which is the same, femininemystiquespa@gmail.com. But
yes, indeed. Nice to let everybody know where they can follow you at.
You guys can follow me on Steve Girl #1 and without the one on all other platforms. Also, make sure you guys hit up her website, place your orders like I did, and I'll be back on there tonight because now I got to get my Yoni kit.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. And also make sure y'all check me out. I'm at Sincere Love the God on all social media platforms. Same way you see it spelled right there on your screen. And you can also look me up on your music streaming services as well. I definitely got some music out there that y'all could go check out. Make sure y'all check out me and my brother DJ RP Beats album, The Spear and the Shield, and look out for some new music coming very soon. And so that does it for today's episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. Thank you all. This was another great episode of the Black Business Showcase. And remember, we are not the master teachers, but we are the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. Peace and Black love.
Do for self or suffer the consequences. The wisdom of Elijah is inside of the conscientious.
What would you think about a parent whose children are hungry? They let them starve. Likewise, here in South Carolina's 6th Congressional District, we are the 6th poorest district out of 435 total as of the year 2021. And yet, where is our Congressman, James Clyburn? I can tell you, he says he will be in California, in North Carolina, and Florida, and Georgia. But what about the needs of South Carolinians? I was born here, I was raised here, I live here, and I'm going to be here. You will never have to ask, where is Marcel?